Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another MAMJ Let's Play of Blank Dream. This is it. This is the final one. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. It's going to be the final episode because I've got Yuzu and Ryotaro lined up here all nice and neat right outside my door. And I'm not going to do that yet though. What we're going to do first is we're going to go into someone's mirror. I don't know who it is supposed to be because obviously I haven't gone that far yet, but I know where it's at. And it is actually in the realm of the greenery. Okay. So, we need to go in to a fireplace. I think it's over here? Maybe? I might die. Nope, that's not it. Okay, there's supposed to be a fireplace around here that I can get into with the stronger light. Oh, is it in here? It might be in here, actually. Oh, dear. Let's see. Let's strengthen it? Okay. Because I think I did. I went around here, didn't I? And I found a mirror. I think this is the one that I found and I didn't know what to do. Yeah, in here. Okay, so. Oh no, this isn't where I was at all. Okay, now, there's a marvelous painting in the box. Do I want it? I think I do. Today the painting is surprised by the things of the frame. The metal fixture says display something, but you're not supposed to put the portrait. You're supposed to place the Western sword on it. Right? Okay, I think I did it. I think? I mean, I'm here. I'm seeing something, but that's not her, is it? The mirror shows someone's reflection. It's certainly not her, yet Michido felt she could see in. Let's do it. Let's look in. I want to know who this is and what they're about. 13 years ago. Wow, that's a ways back. Okay, so what do we got? All that talk about taking a trip together. So this was your goal. Trips are necessary for resting your body and mind, you know. And the kids seem to have fun today, too. They're snoozing away now. A good thing for you, isn't it? What's that supposed to mean? So, Tamaki. Oh, won't you consider it? Drop it, please. Utsuro is my child. But Seiichi told me how you've been seeing the shadow of your father in Utsuro lately. Seiichi, you told him that? Sorry, but you've looked so frayed lately. He knows the situation, so I just thought I should talk to him about it. Tamaki, the biggest load on your mind. It's art, isn't it? Utsuro is 8 now. From now on, she'll be going to the drawing, she's going to be drawing more at school. It'd be helpful if I could read. How about leaving Utsuro with your mother until she's old enough to take this calmly? It'll be fine. If I, her mother, can't protect her, then who will? I suppose you're right, Tamaki. But it feels like you'll collapse at this rate. What'll happen to Ayato then? Nobody's perfect. You don't need to carry everything alone. Especially considering your burdens are much heavier than most. But still. I still want to hold out. I don't want to break up this family of 4. Tamaki, Shinji, Chika. I'll support Tamaki as much as I can. Let me try just a little longer. Seiichi, if the 2 of you insist, then I won't stop you. But just keep in mind, Tamaki, you've already put plenty of toil. So, at least stop before it does you in. Right. Okay. Definitely not what I thought it was going to be. Though it was unclear, Michido looked into the mirror. She could tell it was not her mirror, and yet... And yet what? It's someone in the mirror. Oh, I know there's someone in the mirror. Thank you. So what's the portrait? Night portrait. Okay. Whatever, I guess. Alright, so let's get out of here. So that is the unknown mirror, the special mirror. Not exactly what I thought it was going to be. To be most honest with you, I thought it was going to be something very, very different, but I'm still glad we checked it out. It is one of the things that I wanted to do in this video because I don't know how long it's going to be. So we're going to save, and we're going to open the other one. Okay, yeah. So you didn't really miss anything when I was going to these guys. Just as a side note though, if you do want to get the true ending for yourself, you have to show them all of their mirrors, but don't go into the big areas where Rinzo and Tamaki are until after you've shown each person their final mirror. Then you can go back and meet Tamaki and Rinzo. Otherwise, it locks you out of that potential ending. Just so you know, something I learned the hard way. Alright, the power of 3. So, it did open. Now, the next path for you to take is clear. You just ended up saving our butts this whole time, huh, Mishiro? Without you, I doubt we would have found any mirrors. You have the right to know what I know. In fact, I want you to know. I need to talk to you. I know a thing or two about your parents. I need to tell you some things too. About who I am and why I'm here. And about Tamaki's daughter. Wait, who is this? Get out. Stop. Don't meddle anymore. Give back my world. Run, you two, through the door. Do I have to run? Whoa, is it chasing us? We'll talk later. Just run somewhere we can hide. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. What are you doing? She just like backtracked. That was weird. Okay then. This is very, very different. Oh, you want me to save here? Huh? Looks like we've gotten away for now. Okay, listen to Yuzu. Okay, let's get started. Do I have to like run away each time one of them talks? Ah, finally! Some resolution is what I'm hoping for. Phew. Are we safe? I don't sense her chasing anymore. What in the world was that? I'm about to explain that. I know who that is. Say what? I'm Yuzu Hanasaki, a middle schooler who committed suicide at 15 at Mirror Lake. The reason I killed myself was, to put it bluntly, to meet a girl I loved. Someone had killed her at Mirror Lake. It made me extremely sad. So I read all these books on black magic and I killed myself to go to the afterlife. To die at that same place, exactly a year later. It said that would work. I think it's a different afterlife than what the book meant, but ultimately, I came to this world. But it seems there was something to be gained here. That girl, she always said she was someone who shouldn't have existed. I always found it weird and I wondered why it was, but I found out now. She was born between a girl and her own father, between Tamaki Hinohara and Rinzo Usui. Her very birth was taboo. That shadow was Utsuro Hinohara. Even as she is, I can tell clearly. Because my wish was to meet Utsuro one more time. Utsuro Hinohara. That's Ayato's. But to look the way she does now, I wonder what the story is there. But I can't go away just yet. I need to talk to Utsuro more directly, or my wish won't be considered granted. Give it back. That voice. Let's get moving. We can't have a chat now, so run. Okay. Okay, what? Okay, what? I gotta run again? Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Can I talk to you? Feels like she's gonna keep chasing and give what back anyway. Utsuro. Do I need to go back through here? Yep, I do! Okay. God dang it, I hate that sound effect. It makes me so freaking antsy. Oh, I'm boned. I'm boned, I'm boned, I'm boned. Whew. Did you guys see those skills? Are you impressed? Oh, please be impressed by my mad skills. Okay, so I need to talk to you again? I'm reaching my limits. Let me rest a little. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna talk to you. She's really stubborn, isn't she? If it were me, I'd have thrown in the towel after all that chasing. Got it. Alright, let's begin. So, now more story time, apparently. I love this music, I really do. Did we outrun her? Seems so. I don't think she's giving chase. I think the goal is close by. I don't know what'll be up ahead, but I just want to get this out. I'm Ryotaro Sengoku, younger brother of Chika Usui, Mishiro's mother, and subordinate to her dad, Shinji Usui. Okay. I knew about you a while back from a New Year's card Sis sent me. To be honest, I found you cute. Not exactly a romantic thing, of course. I was captivated by your latent beauty, I suppose. But when I asked my boss about you, I learned you've been glum and moping out of late. And I know why. You injured someone in middle school, and Sis kept you shackled ever since. That's right. My boss invited me over to your house, and I was honestly pumped to try and help you. It made me sad to imagine such a beautiful girl moping around. He says that without a second of hesitation. No poking fun now. It's the end. Huh? But I decided before it happened. Oh, but I died before it happened. I decided? Sorry, I'm reading weird words, apparently. Also, this seems like it's overlapping with what he's told us before, which is fine, but it's really weird that he has to tell me every single time that he thought I was beautiful, but it wasn't like a romantic thing. He's like, no, please don't. Just saying it over and over again just makes it weird, buddy. Okay, we got caught in a fire in a building at work. A fire? Yes, I was with your father. After that, well, it even kind of surprised me. Partly by will, I became a soul and flew around to where you were, apparently. So, for a year or so between my death and yours, my spirit was sort of haunting you. What? Oh, but it was hardly even a conscious of anything. I was just vaguely know because that's what happened. For you see, ever since I saw your photo, I considered you someone beautiful and worth protecting. So, even through death, I had the wish of getting to talk at you at least once. So that was your wish. So it was. Thus, it's been granted. By following you, I wound up in this world. And in this world, my unrealized wish came true. In fact, the moment I became aware of my wish, I felt I could free myself from this world anytime. So, you're going? Well, I've come this far. I'd like to see out your story to the end. Mishiro, the harsh circumstances you've had, and the fact that you're dead now, I don't feel like it's irrelevant to me. I can't say don't blame your parents, but I just want you to know. I can't force you to understand or sympathize, but just know. Your father worried over and regretted how he was spending less time with you. He wasn't just weighing you and the inheritance on a scale. Your mother was working with your father to obtain proof that the Usui fortune belonged to them. Maybe she failed to control her strength properly. Maybe she wasn't calm, but she had no ill will, I'm sure. I'm sure after the boss and I died, she endured the sorrow of losing a husband and brother and fought for her family. And your father and mother might have been clumsy, but they weren't cold-blooded. I just want you to know that. It's probably too late to say now, though. Let's go on ahead. This is the door you're able to open. I'm sure there's something important to you here. If you're telling me that, then where should my wish to erase my existence go? Am I not gonna have anything else with you? Is Usudo chasing you, Mishiro? Why in the world would she do that? I don't know. My duty's done, the rest is in your hands. I guess we go through the door? I mean, all I knew was I needed to get both of them through the doors for the true ending. Huh? Hey, Ayato, why are you here? Because this soul is necessary for granting your wish. Hello, me. You successfully broke all the mirrors. Your wish will soon come true, and this world's purpose will be concluded. What do you mean? Well, hold on a second. All the actors are here. Actors? Whoa! This mirror world revolves around you, Michido. You hold dominion over it. Once a deceased girl wished at Mirror Lake. I wish my life had never even existed. It was a very strong wish, and to fulfill it, this mirror world was created. It was made solely to realize her wish. The other souls were just extras drawn into it. She would have granted her wish in this world she made, but she wasn't able to fulfill it, because she broke before she could. Just as she created this world, she lost everything, including her memories and her wish. So, not knowing her purpose or who she was, she wandered this world and fell apart. That's in the past now, a concluded tale. Unable to achieve its goal, this world went on existing, sucking in souls who died near the lake with strong wishes. That was Utsudo Hinohara. Yes, she wanders this world even now. Sister? Several years later, a girl threw herself in the lake. Amazingly, she had the same wish as the world's creator. So that this world could complete its duty, it chose a new soul to control it. And so, since you carried the same wish, you became the new ruler, usurping the originator. The wish the world sought to grant stayed the same, only the person in the center of it was replaced. I was made the ruler of this world? The extra riffraff who feel jealousy towards you still see the broken originator as the rightful ruler. And maybe, broken though she may be, she's personally gotten in your way at times. Even so, you successfully broke all the mirrors, without even wasting weeks or months being lost. You shattered and erased all remnants of you, in the form of mirrors containing your past. Having recorded all your actions, I can attest to that. But it's not over just yet. This boy's soul is absolutely necessary for total erasure of your life, because he's simply too significant to you. Without eradicating his soul, your life can't be nullified. So it was none other than you who unconsciously bound his soul to this world, such that you could kill him by your own hand. You aren't telling me I have to kill Ayato. What's the problem? You may feel guilty for a second, but right after that, you'll never have existed. Michido, you're still suffering, huh? You do resemble my sister after all. Even as a soul, you have her same wish. If you kill me, you'll be free of your pain. Right after my death, your conflict will end. It's your world. You can make the choice. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. I've overcome a lot of obstacles coming here. I've looked back at my past and erased it. But is it really right to just make it so I never existed? Thinking back, it was a boring life. I wouldn't say it was entirely devoid of enjoyment. But if you asked whether I'd live the same life again, I'd absolutely refuse, without a doubt. In fact, if I had to say, I've come to hate it all. I wish my life had never even existed. And yet, I've learned that my mom and dad gave their best efforts for me, clumsy as they were. And I know there's a person who valued me, going so far as to come to this world to encourage me. Can I make all of that something that never happened? And that's not all. Seeing Yuzu and Utsudo, I had a thought. If Utsudo's life never even existed, what would become of Yuzu's feelings? Desperately turning to black magic, killing herself, and wandering this world for years. All to finally realize her wish was to meet her again. What would become of that? I'll make the choice to grant that wish or not. But I want Utsudo to see this out too. Because it's her same wish, and this is her world I inherited. If only in pieces, learning about Utsudo from the mirrors has fulfilled the mirror's purpose. Ayato and Yuzu are both here. With these two, I'm sure we can get Utsudo's memory back. Indeed, maybe a little of it. Really? Sister. Marie? Listen, Utsudo Hinohara, you need to remember your birth, your death, and the one who loved you. Oh, this is so cool. This is really cool. Michido spoke at length of the things she'd heard in this world. Her mother Tamaki, her father Rinzo, the Hinohara family she lived with, Yuzu. She spoke as Utsudo's mirror all that she knew. Yay! Yay! She's back! I see. I haven't felt this in a long time. Utsuro! Yuzu, you fool. I told you to forget about me if I died. Well, I couldn't. Is it you? Sister? It is, Ayato. So even you ended up here. I didn't intend to hand the world over to you. I was even thinking of killing you and forcibly taking back control. Even more so, now that I've remembered my wish. I want to erase my mother, my father, myself. But alas, I've become indebted. It's a fact that if you hadn't have been here, my mind would have stayed fragmented forever. Do as you like, before I change my mind. My choice is... No, we're not granting our wish. Come on, don't be a silly head. I won't do it. I can't. I can't do it anymore. Dad's secret distress, Mom's painful effort, even Ryotaro's unusual concern for me. Unusual. I just can't make it all be gone. And that's not all. For every mirror I broke, I'll vanish from the lives of the people I knew. And I'll also vanish from Ayato's world. But then, what did Ayato die for? What did Tamaki step on the accelerator for? If it were just me, then fine, but to control the feelings of the people around me, I have no right. That's not my wish anymore. Are you really sure about that? Whatever you think, whatever you know, it won't actually change anything. Are you still giving up your wish? I am. I see. I, the mirror world, accept abandoning the wish. Its reason for being ends here. Huh? This world can vanish when the ruler's wish is granted, or they abandon it with clear intent. It won't be left up in the air, like with Utsuro. So, will everyone here vanish? Except for you, Mishiro. To get straight to the point, you're not dead yet. Huh? Your soul has left your body, of course, but your body isn't actually dead. You drowned yourself, but as it happens, a passerby found you. They called it in right away, and though unconscious, you were saved. It was a failed attempt. Mishiro, when your soul leaves here, it'll be forced back into your body. But what you've done in this world won't be written off. The memories you've erased by breaking the mirrors won't come back to you when you return to life. You didn't actually carry out your wish, so the actual past isn't gone, but your memories of it are. Maybe you'll remember talking with me a bit, but things like meeting me at the lake... Oh, I think I cut off that sentence in a weird spot. Are you still prepared to leave this place? Can you live in the world you've given up on living in once more? I'll live, because I'm not dead yet. I don't want to just throw away the life you protected, Ayato. And by discarding the wish I inherited from Utsuro, I think it'll honor Yuzu's feelings. I see. That's a relief then. I absolutely can't understand my sister's wish, but you've made the choice for her. It might sound sort of trite, but I want you to live my sister's share. I want you to prove that giving up that wish was the right thing to do. Smile for my sister. That's my dream too. I'll try my best. There are people who value you. There are people who'd be sad about your death. It may be a bit warped, admittedly, but I'm one of them. This world's not that much of a disappointment, you see? So, I've done my best to encourage you. You're really something, you know? You really picked yourself back up. You went and you learned not only your own wish, but mine, Yuzu's, and Utsuro's. Oh, Ryotaro won't say much more. Try to get along with Sis when you get back. Right. I'll try to face with her. Thank you, Mishiro. Because of you, I could get back my memories of my wish. I learned about Utsuro's birth and death and got to talk with her once more. I'm satisfied now. I really am. Maybe returning to life won't mean happy things all the time, Mishiro. But I'm sure you can get up and walk again, since you saved so many people here. Mishiro, leave incense or something at my grave. Think of it like saying hi. Okay, I'll be sure to find your grave. I'd lost from the moment I broke, I suppose. I won't pull any mischief. I can accept this result, though I can't say I'm entirely satisfied. Ayato, who adored me as his sister, and Yuzu, who needed me in her life. I'm glad for the fact that I could talk with the two of them one last time. Yet, I'll fade away still resenting that man Linzo, and that woman, Tamaki. Surely, I can be forgiven for that. That's true. Sorry for taking over your world. Sheesh. 7 years and it ends like this. As long as the ruler's satisfied, I suppose. Will Utsudo go to heaven too? Not sure about heaven or hell, but she'll be free from this world to go where she goes. That's good. I say ruler, but you're more of a usurper, technically. Mishiro, once you get back and things settle down, you should visit my altar. It's not complete, of course, but I want you to see the painting you modeled for someday. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little scared about how much I'll forget, but I won't lose my time in this world. And I won't ever wish to erase the events to come. It's time to go. You know, that's a really, really meaningful and, like, it's such a good message. You know, like, even when you think that you want to just disappear, it affects everybody around you. Everybody whose life you've touched. It has an impact on them, whether you realize it or not. After that, I regained consciousness in a hospital bed. Apparently, I really had been saved, and my soul returned safely from the mirror world. My mother was there, looking at me in a way I felt she hadn't in years. Mishiro, you're awake! Thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. If I had lost you too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I drove you to do this, didn't I? My mother was shocked by my suicide attempt and apologized for her harsh discipline. My head felt very hazy. I only remembered that my mother, who became very strict at some point. It took a lot to recognize that was real. And as I thought about it, fear and unease toward my mother came up from gaps in my memory. But it's okay. Ryotaro had told me about the pressure of the Usuis and how death had taxed my mother's mind. Now that I was able to accept that, it was easy to hold my mother's hand. My brain had suffered memory loss, and I could no longer remember any past events. I remembered Ayato was someone important to me, but had no concrete memories of him. But I distinctly remembered talking in the mirror world, and felt considerable warmth from that alone. I clearly remembered Yuzu and Ryotaro too. I'd probably only met them in the mirror world. Mishiro Usui, is it? Hello, I'm Seiichi Hinohara. A few days after I left the hospital, a man came to visit me. His last name sounded familiar. Could you be Ayato's? Yes. Thank you for getting along with Ayato. Seiichi Hinohara was Ayato's father, which meant he was the one who married Tamaki, and he was the father who Utsudo grew up with. I'm not sure if I should be saying this, but I'm really glad you regained consciousness. The driver who sped towards you in Ayako, she's no longer with us. Her body was found at Mirror Lake in a car that went up in flames. He meant Tamaki, his wife. But from Seiichi's perspective, it would be impossible for me to know Tamaki. I felt it would be better to stay silent than to confuse him with unnecessary remarks. She was my wife. We met each other at school. She was humble, art-loving, somewhat naive woman with a radiant smile. Her final sin came at the end of a long sorrow, but I won't ask you to forgive her. Still, if it's alright, could you visit Ayato's grave sometime? Of course. Not only Ayato, but Utsudo and Tamaki now. Maybe I could offer them prayers. Oh, it's time to go look at the picture. It feels very nostalgic. I'll look at Ayato's painting. Hey, this is where the fire extinguisher was. It's been taken away. Okay, bottles of unfamiliar substance. Okay, you know what? Let's just freaking look at it. Yes. Well, can I look at anything else? Lined with photos and albums of paintings. Sayato's treasured collection. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. What did he draw? What did he do? It might sound sort of trite, but I want you to live my sister's share. I want you to prove that giving up that wish was the right thing to do. Smile for my sister. That's my dream too. Oh, that's an amazing photo. Ayato Hinohara, blank dream. Ayato. It's... Oh! It's not a dream anymore. Yay! Oh, I love this ending. That is an amazing painting. Like, I love that so much. And then the fact that she smiles in exactly the same way as he pictured her smiling. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm so glad I stuck through this. That was a good game. Like, it handled so many tough topics in a way that, like, it didn't make them not meaningful, but it didn't just dwell on them either. You know, it was like, this happened and this is what the result of it was, and this is what affected these people. It's just a really, really well done way to do it, you know? Like, I feel like people who have like depressive thoughts feel like, oh, you know, I wish I just wasn't here. Like, if I was gone, everything would be so much better. And that's exactly what these people were thinking. That's what Michino was thinking. That's what Utsudo was thinking. And, you know, it hurt so many people, and yet it wasn't just their actions. It was a whole web of other people doing things and being evil, and just, I don't know how to describe it. I'm just like a freaking ball of emotions right now. It's really, really good. And I'm so glad that I played this game all the way through to the end. It's got a positive message. And I love games like that, where it's like, you know, it's creepy, it's scary and stuff, but this is why I play them. This is exactly why I play them. Because sometimes the story is just so amazing, and the amount of effort that went into creating this one game had to be insane. And just, it's so good. It's just so good. Alright, so we got the true ending, I believe. Please tell me that was the true ending. I've always wanted to go to one of her exhibitions. Sure enough, she carries the blood of the mad genius Rinzo Usui. I thought I saw the Rinzo touch too, at first, but she's self-taught, so it's totally different from Rinzo's art. Huh, I suppose so. How unusual, in her 20s and climbing so high with her own style. She's not just riding off of her ancestor. Rinzo was realistic, while she's more impressionist. That's true. I did feel Mirror World was a bit too unusually abstract to be Rinzo's style. Seeing is believing. You can tell the unique mood in her art from a glance. True, true. Now I'm really getting excited to see it. Her most famous masterpiece of all. Her fantasy to live in a dream within a white canvas. So she became an artist, right? A painter. Awesome! Okay, well, I feel like I'm done blabbing now, and I feel like this video has gone on a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but I'm glad I did it. I am so glad that we are complete with Blank Dream. We've done it, 100% completion. We've seen all the mirrors, we've seen all the endings, and that is it. That's a wrap for this game. It is unfortunate, but I promise you there are other very cool and very interesting games coming down the pipeline in the very near future. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on next time, AMJ. Let's play. No, I'm not after any sick desires. I just see you as kind of a beauty, to be held in high regard. I have no desire to trouble them in the least. Understand that. So, aren't you going to break the mirror? Break it? Why? I mean, perhaps. Perhaps it's a memory. I've been better off not remembering. But it's in fact my memory, and I'm dead already, so no sense throwing the fit. See, she killed herself in all of hers, and yet in these, like, they don't have to. Well, anyway, I should thank you. With that, a piece of my memory has returned.